Say in the POV, you have 1 day to survive. You wake up gasping. Your heart is pounding so hard you think it might burst through your chest. Something is wrong. Terribly, catastrophically wrong. You don't know what it is yet, but you can feel it in your bones, in every fiber of your being. There's a weight pressing down on your shoulders, a suffocating pressure that tells you everything has changed. And you have exactly 24 hours to figure out what to do about it. Your entire life depends on the decisions you make in the next day. But first, you need to understand what's really happening. You sit up slowly, your hands trembling. The morning light filters through your window, casting long shadows across your bedroom. Everything looks normal. Your alarm clock reads 6:47 a.m. Your phone sits on your nightstand, screen dark. But the moment you reach for it, you see the message. Just one. From an unknown number. It reads, "You have until tomorrow at this time. Choose wisely." It starts now. Your stomach drops. This has to be a prank, some kind of sick joke. You scroll through your other messages looking for context, for anything that makes sense. Nothing. You open your news app, the headlines are normal. Politics, weather, celebrity gossip. Nothing about you. Nothing that explains why you're receiving cryptic threats from strangers. But then you notice something else. A notification you almost missed. Your bank account has been frozen. Every single dollar you have access to is locked away. You try to call the bank, but the lines are busy. You wait on hold for what feels like an eternity, listening to the same 3-second loop of elevator music over and over. When someone finally answers, they tell you they can't discuss your account over the phone. You need to come in person. Today. You glance at the clock again. It's 7:15 a.m. now. 15 minutes have already passed since you woke up. 15 minutes of your 24 hours gone forever. You get out of bed, your legs shaky beneath you. As you stand, you notice something on your desk, a sealed envelope with your name written in careful handwriting. You don't remember seeing it before. You tear it open with trembling fingers. Inside is a single piece of paper with a list of tasks, 5 of them. And at the bottom, a note. Complete all 5 before tomorrow at 6:47 a.m. and you'll understand. Fail, and everything changes. Your mind races. This is insane. This is impossible. But as you read through the tasks, you realize they are not asking for anything illegal or dangerous. They're asking you to reconnect with people, to apologize, to face things you've been avoiding, to finally have conversations you've been putting off for months, or maybe even years. The first task reads, call someone you hurt and ask for forgiveness. You haven't spoken to your best friend in 6 months. Not since the argument. The stupid, meaningless argument that spiraled into silence. You've thought about reaching out 1,000 times, but pride always stopped you. Fear always stopped you. The thought of hearing rejection always stopped you. But now, with this deadline hanging over your head, the excuses feel hollow. You take a breath and dial the number. Your hands are still shaking. The phone rings once, twice, 3 times. With each ring, your anxiety spikes. What if they don't answer? What if they've moved on completely? What if they don't want to hear from you, but then they pick up? And the sound of their voice, surprised, cautious, but still warm, breaks something open inside you. You apologize, really apologize, not the half-hearted kind you've rehearsed in your head 1,000 times. You tell them you miss them, you tell them you were wrong, and something miraculous happens. They forgive you, not immediately, but genuinely. By the time you hang up, you're both crying, and you've made plans to see each other later today. You check the time. 8:30 a.m., 2 hours down, 22 hours remaining. The second task is harder. Face a fear you've been running from. You know exactly what this means. There's something you've wanted to do for years, but you've convinced yourself you're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. You've told yourself the timing was wrong, the circumstances weren't right, the odds were against you. But the truth is, you've just been afraid. And fear is a terrible reason to give up on your dreams. You spend the next 3 hours researching. You make phone calls, you gather information. By noon, you've signed up for that thing you've always wanted to try. A class, an audition, a competition, an interview. Whatever it is, you've committed to it. Your heart is pounding. But it's a different kind of pounding now. It's not terror, it's possibility. The third task cuts deeper. Tell someone you love them. Not in a text, not in a quick phone call, in person, face to face. You know who this needs to be. Maybe it's a parent you've never quite said those words to. Maybe it's a sibling. Maybe it's someone you've been in love with for years but never had the courage to tell. The vulnerability required for this task terrifies you. But you realize that if you only have one day to live, you don't want to live it without saying the things that matter most. You drive across town, or you take the bus, or you walk. However, you get there, you show up. And when you're face to face with this person, the words come. They're awkward and imperfect and beautiful. And when you say them, you mean every single one. The fourth task is about making amends. Right or wrong? Maybe you stole something. Maybe you spread a rumor. Maybe you took credit for someone else's work. Maybe you broke a promise. Whatever it is, you've carried the weight of it for too long. You find the person you wronged. You explain what you did. You don't make excuses. You don't ask for forgiveness. You simply acknowledge the harm you caused and tell them you're sorry. Some people will accept your apology, others won't. But either way, you'll have finally done the right thing. The fifth and final task is the simplest and the most profound. Live like today matters. Because it does. Every single moment of this day matters. Every conversation, every decision, every breath. You realize that you've been sleepwalking through your life, waiting for some future moment when things will finally be good enough to appreciate. But that moment never comes. There's always another deadline, another problem, another reason to postpone joy. As the sun begins to set, you find yourself sitting somewhere quiet. Maybe it's a park, maybe it's the rooftop of your apartment building, maybe it's just your bedroom. And you think about everything that's happened in the last 12 hours. You've reconnected with someone you love. You've faced a fear. You've said the words that matter. You've made amends. And you've lived, truly lived, in a way you haven't in years. The clock reads 6:30 p.m. You have 12 hours left, but something has shifted inside you. You no longer feel like you're running out of time. You feel like you're finally making the most of it. Your phone buzzes, another message from the unknown number. But this time, when you read it, you understand. The message says the real survival wasn't about the deadline. It was about waking up to your own life. And you realize the truth. This entire day wasn't a threat, it was a gift. A wake-up call disguised as a crisis, and whether the deadline was real or not doesn't matter anymore, because you've already survived the thing that was actually killing you. The slow death of not living, not loving, not trying. As you watch the sun disappear below the horizon, you make a promise to yourself. You won't wait for another deadline. You won't wait for another crisis. You won't wait for another day to do the things that matter. Starting tomorrow, starting right now, you're going to live like you mean it, because you only get one life, and you're finally ready to actually live it. The clock ticks toward midnight. 24 hours from now, you'll still be here, still breathing, still possible. And that, it turns out, is everything.